Hi, my name's Dr. Julie Beckstead. I'm a biology professor at Gonzaga University. And today I'm going to tell you about a game that my students and I designed that's called Glorious Germination. And the game is going to explore how microbes can help seeds or hinder seeds in their germination. Specifically, we're going to look at these microbes that are called endophytes. These are microbes that live within the tissues of the plant, and we don't know if they hurt or help the plant. Typically, they're assumed to help the plant. So let's jump in and explore this game. These are the different materials for the game. We have the seed cards, pathogen cards, then we have some different microbes, bacteria and fungi. We have a pencil, a die, and then we have the scoring card. These are the pathogen cards. There will be different types of pathogens that you may draw from the card pile, and they do not help with germination. So each one of these will impact the germination that will negatively affect germination. And we've got here a virus, mistletoe, and smut. These are endophyte cards, and you can see we have a bacteria and we have a fungus. On each of these cards, they will have important traits for the microbes. On the bottom of the card, you see the impact to germination, and these are going to reduce germination. So they will help you to germinate faster. In addition, each microbe can interact with other microbes. The common cap here has no enemies, whereas if you draw this card and you have any other endophytes that are brown and a fungi, then they will have to be discarded from your pile. The two species cannot coexist, so you'll have to discard that. Let's take a look at a specific example. This is a golden currant. Maximum number of days to germinate is 16, and it can hold up to 6 endophytes, either bacteria or fungal species. This is the first card that I drew. When I draw a card, I either keep it or I give it to another player. If I give it to the other player, they must keep it. In this case, I definitely want to keep this card because it specializes on arid species and arid habitats, and that happens to be associated with my seed. And from this card, it does have some enemies, but I don't have any other endophytes, so that doesn't matter. With this card, the impact to germination is beneficial for germination because it reduces the number of days to germinate by 3. So let's see what happens with my next card. So this is the second card that I drew. It interacts with other species, so any fungi that are brown, it will interact with, but that doesn't matter because this is a bacteria and it's brown, so they're going to coexist just fine. Unfortunately, the impact of this fungus isn't going to help my germination at all. But at the end of the round, I tally up all of the endophytes that are associated with my seed. So I still, at the end of the round, I will have another -3. So this is my card that I drew for round 3. If we take a look at enemies, it has no enemies, so it's going to coexist. If it had enemies and it was one of these, then I would have to discard that particular endophyte. But in this case, I'm fine. Everyone's going to coexist and get along. This particular endophyte is a fungus, and its outcome depends on the roll of a dice. So let's take a look. I rolled a 3, and a 3 is going to help us. It is an odd number, so it's going to reduce germination by 4 days. For this round, then, I add up all of the impacts of my endophytes. So I have -3 days, -0 days, no input, And then I have -4, so -7 days towards germination. So I'm getting close to germination. Next round, hopefully, I will get something similar and I will win the game, because whoever reaches 0, who's able to germinate with all these beneficial endophytes, whoever is able to reach 0 and germinate first wins the game.